So Charlotte is the alpha PTA mom at Sunset Academy. She is unapologetically herself. She's a salesperson, a fundraiser. She is obsessed with her young daughter, who is her little mini me, and is passionate about giving her the best education, the best elementary school experience. And she thinks that by being the most prolific fundraiser the PTA has ever seen, she'll be able to accomplish that. And she doesn't really care what, she needs to do to get there. Yeah, so Melody is her foil. She is a recent transplant from Wichita, Kansas. And she kind of comes in with a lot of preconceived notions about Miami Beach. And she sees these women and the way they dress, which, we're in a hot climate. It's a sexy city. The clothing is minimal. The plastic surgery is maximal in a lot of cases. And she judges them, rightfully so or not. But she also has a background in volunteer work and fundraising and charity work. And she is also eager to make her mark. Judge Lawson is a highly accomplished attorney, now elected to the bench. She has 4 children. Her youngest are at Sunset Academy. She works full time. She's a marathon runner. She, does it all. She doesn't have time to be on the PTA. She doesn't have time to plan the fundraisers, but she's observing. She sees what's going on. She sees that something might not be fully above board with how these women are functioning. And she's kind of quietly behind the scenes, pulling some strings. So the timeline of the story is the PTA race, which is a school year. So basically from mid-August to June. And loosely the plot is who's going to win PTA president, which is a ridiculous plot line, in that no one in their right mind would want to really take on the PTA president role because it's an unpaid full-time job and a thankless job. But in this environment, it's so prestigious that people are fighting over it. And then the secondary plot lines are the conflicts between the women and some of the men as well. There are multiple crimes, but there's one major one. And without spoiling it, it's something that I wanted to write into the book because it happens all the time in Miami. And maybe I'll get into it a little bit, but one of the things that I love about this city is that you can come here without knowing a person, without having a fortune, without having much of a resume, and you can create something. And if you do that, people will accept you and you're in, and that's beautiful. But the flip side of that coin is that anyone can come in and maybe, fool the community into thinking that that they belong and that they're doing something valuable. And that is very much the case with one of the characters here. For any author, the first part of the process of selling your book is querying for an agent. And I don't know anyone who's enjoyed that process because it can be soul crushing. And, first you do all the research, you find out the best agents to reach out to, the ones that are interested in your type of book that you've written, and then you wait for the rejection letters or you wait for the silence. And that was a long and grueling process. I went in really small batches, and I actually had a lot of full manuscript requests right off the bat, but they didn't convert to offers of representation. So I knew that I needed to go back and continue working on the manuscript. I probably queried for 20 different agents, which isn't even I know that's not even it's kind of like in the middle. And signing with my agent was one of the best moments of my life. And almost more so than selling the book, because once I signed with her, there was just this huge weight lifted off my shoulders, and I felt like, okay, like this has a shot, this could happen.